Alright, hey guys, welcome back. It's Demise here, and today we're joined with a new guy, UltraViolent4. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you need to turn your mic down. Maybe. So UltraViolent is almost a greater player. He's on his last win to get greater player, so he's already better than Checkers. In fact, he's just winning a couple of games makes him better than Checkers. Anyway, Checkers isn't here right now, but we do have ZXC, as always.
Hey guys.
So yeah, today we're going to be discussing the trunk updates 20th for the 20th of April 2016, and boy, oh fucking boy, I haven't even read this and I'm already angry. So, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Octopode Air Elementalist. The thumbnail's different from all the other ones. You'll know which one it is. But I just go on a massive rant about one change, and it's already there. So check that out if you want to hear my full rage. But for now, we'll settle down and we'll talk about the other stuff. All right. So how this is going to go is I'm going to say a thing, and then I'm going to call someone out, and they're going to say their thing, and so on and so forth, and then I'm going to say my thing and just shut all of you up. Good?
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, that was a trick question. I was supposed to ask one of you at a time. But let's continue on. Alright, so first change that's happening, gods. Paralysis now gives exactly one weak wand, one strong wand, one charge-based evoker, and one XP evoker as characters advance in piety rather than gifting an endless succession of evocables. That's a nerf to Paralysis. Why would they do that? So let's go with Ultra.
I'm not really that sure. I mean, it sounds fine to me. I don't think that god's particularly strong, so not sure why you nerf it.
That's really weird because like the thing is that means that they don't get Sack of Spiders and Box of Beasts anymore, I'm assuming, which is really weird. Though I'm not sure if that's correct. Z, what about? Oh wait, no, Z, you're not even relevant to this, are you?
I can say that Paralysis, when first introduced, was considered one of the strongest gods. Not by everyone, but by, I guess, general consensus. And yeah, I guess.
Okay, so that's interesting. I played Paralysis on the channel and it wasn't that strong. But maybe I just wasn't doing it right. Maybe I was supposed to train something other than evocations. Who knows? Alright, so Lagonu's Banish no longer has a power cap. Instead of reaching maximum power at 10.5 invocations, it scales smoothly up to 27 invocations. It's also somewhat harder to invoke. That's a nerf on Banish. I don't really know why, but I
No,
guess.
it's a buff. It's a buff.
So does it just keep going up?
No, it means that before, if you reach 10.5 invocations, you already had the maximum power to banish enemies. Now you can get even more, and it would scale up further.
Oh,
you'll
so
get
it's
a better
not
chance to succeed.
Oh, so it's not a it's not like it's just like removing the top part, basically, right?
It means that you'll have a it's not capped, so there's a greater incentive to train past 10.5 invocations with Lugonu.
Not that I'd ever do that. Anyway, Ultra, what do you think?
I think it's a bit of both. So it will make it harder in the very early game, but as you go through the mid game into the late game, it'll be stronger.
That
sounds right to me.
It's pretty good. Yeah, like personally, me, I forget that I have Abyss after like the third rune, just because it doesn't work on most things. Hopefully with this change. Yeah?
Exactly, yeah. With this change, it will start working later in the game as well.
The only problem is you'd have to train invocations, which I wouldn't really do. Like,
it's still good to train invocations with Lugonu because Corrupt becomes a lot better.
Does it? Does it scale?
Corrupt, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it scales quite a bit.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I've only played Lugonu like 4 or 5 times, and I don't like training invocations regardless. I don't think there's any god I've ever trained 27 invo on, like, ever, pretty much, unless I had like a 15 rune game. Like, in general, I just don't have a lot of training for invo. Anyway, these 2 last ones aren't really that important, so I'm just going to cover them quickly. Rue's sacrifice descriptions are somewhat more verbose and hopefully more useful. That's good because she is stupidly, like, unclear and vague in some of those terms. I don't really understand why, but hopefully it's cleared up. I haven't played it. I'll see, and I'll let you guys know what that is. Enemies buffed by Gozag's Wrath remain buffed until slain. I've never even abandoned Gozag. I haven't abandoned a god in like 100 games. I would never do it. Alright, monsters. Shadow Fiends have been replaced and renamed to Tzitsimals, i.e. Tits, Aztec skeletal demon gods which threaten to devour the sun. Their defenses are slightly better than before, and their attacks create a ring of miasma around, but not on, the player's tile, similarly to the late lamented Salamander Firebrand. So, Ultra, you've done some 15 runes, right? Have you seen it?
Yeah, these things are terrifying.
Fuck's
I
sake.
mean, they already were, because fiends, you can be tormented. But in addition to that, now they're stronger, so they're harder to kill, which is more tormenting time. And then they also slow you with miasma if you try to run. It's really scary.
For fuck's sake. I hate this so much. I hate like all this goddamn feature creep they're putting in the game. They're making it way unnecessary. Like, because these fucking tits, right? They actually do spawn in the Ethereum game from liches and shit. Now you just made like everything harder for no real reason. Like, they were already pretty tough. They did the goods. They did hards. They did like Dispel Undead and Torment. That was pretty bad. Now they have miasma on top of that, and they're better. So it's like, ugh. Okay. Z?
Well, a lot of people consider Extended to be probably the easiest part of the game. So, buffs to late game threats are probably a good thing in terms of evening out the difficulty. However, I'm not really a fan of the rename, because we've got enough things that we can't pronounce.
It's so much feature creep. It's like, what the fuck? Why do we need this garbage? Like, who is going to bother saying that? It's making my job as a goddamn commentator harder. I have to now say Titsimals. I'm just gonna say Shadow Fiends. I'm not. You think I'm gonna actually change these names? No. In audio
It's
form,
like Hellfire.
I will never
exactly.
call that damnation. That is Hellfire.
Yeah.
Hellfire is the sickest sounding name ever. Like Hellion
it's not like
Hellfire.
Damnation's bad, just Hellfire's so much better.
I know, right? Anyway, the thing I hate is miasma. I freaking hate miasma. Death Drakes, go kill themselves. The new Glorks, I hate them. I'm not doing Extended for a while because I just don't like miasma at all. It's disgusting. It's the worst one. Like, miasma is slow, career, poison, rot, sickness. Like, it's just way too many debuffs at once. It's too much. Like, I hate it. Alright, now to the next one, which is proving how good these devs are at making games. Giant eyeballs are back. Remember those guys, everyone? Remember those enemies that just paralyzed you and sometimes you just got instantly killed? Oh, that's really fun. So they can show up in depths and slime, accompanied by tough allies. Oh, because we needed more pack enemies. They've also gone from slow to normal speed, which is great because now they can catch up to you, but they need to charge up twice before being able to paralyze a player, similar to Orb Spiders and Salamander Stormcallers. So, Z, I hear that you had some problems with this, or no?
Well, in general, I don't really like Paralyze, and I think these enemies, if I remember correctly, they can paralyze you with just line of sight. They don't need clear line of fire.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not resistible by MR.
So also correct.
It's not resistible. It's not resistible.
No, but the one saving grace, I think, is that it needs to charge up. So
you're telling me that this guy... Wait, okay. Let me get this straight. You're telling me you can see an eye from line of sight. It can notice you. You could get surrounded by some pack enemies, then paralyzed to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a good game design feature.
But hang on. It's about like, normally I do hate paralysis, but if they need to charge up, then it's not so bad.
But the thing is,
because it means you need to manage your line of sight. It's a reason to use fog, for instance, or kill holes.
But by that logic, paralysis is fine, then, isn't it? Well, I guess you're saying it needs
Well,
to
I
charge
don't
up.
like the fact that paralysis isn't even-handed in how it hurts characters. Like it hurts EV-based characters far more than AC stacking characters, because you lose all EV, well, almost all EV when you get paralyzed. And I think, I'm not sure what it does to your SH.
Okay, let me say what I think paralysis should be. Paralysis should be in social hibernation. It should paralyze you until you get hit, and then it unparalyzes you. Because having me sit there fucking pressing enter 7 times in a row, only to realize that I've lost 100% of my health in that time, is a little bit bullshit, and I don't like it. Ultra, you go. I'm mad now.
Okay, so I've got 2 things about this. I played a character the other day where I had 5 pips of magic resistance, and I got paralyzed, I think, 2 or 3 times in depths by the eyeballs. And I was strong enough that that one didn't hurt me, but I don't know. It's not obvious that they're charging up either.
Oh my god.
But MR doesn't defend against it, so
that's even
Yeah, I know.
stupider. That makes less sense than before. It's like now we have You remember when paralysis? You remember when paralysis was like MR based? Good. Now we remove that because it's too easy. Let's make it so that
no, I
you
don't
have a
think it was
condition.
ever MR based.
There's
It
a
was
condition.
never MR based for these
Oh
eyeballs.
right. Wait. No,
Yeah,
not
it's the
eyes.
Lichs
I'm talking about the
and
Lichs. Lichs have paralysis, right?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
they can.
Yeah, but that's a
And-
hex, right?
We'll be getting to that
Yes.
next, but
Yeah, okay. But the thing is, like, it makes no sense for paralysis to just sit there and let you get wailed on for like 30 turns in a row while cutting your defense down. It's just so stupid.
Well, one thing I'd really like to see is a reduction in the maximum number of turns you can be paralyzed for. I think 7's far too long. I think
Why not
something
just
like
have it my
3
way?
would be.
When you take damage, unparalyze yourself.
Yeah,
Because it
well,
would basically
it's not really
be
paralyzed, then it's sleep.
Yeah, remove paralyze, just put it with sleep. There you go, done. Fixes the
Well,
problem.
then it'll be far less threatening then. So,
But it's
scary.
far less game ending when you get paralyzed. Because games where you get paralyzed and then die from full health to 0 is fucking stupid.
well,
It's the same
have you
thing as
ever
getting
had
one
that
shot.
happen to you before? Because I've had a first turn paralysis before, which I could do absolutely nothing about, and I went
Yeah.
from 100% to dead on
Yeah,
a Tengu in Vaults.
that
It
happened to me
happened
too.
to me the other day as well in Vaults. My Hillock died from 100% health to 0 from Sphinx.
Was it the very first turn? Like you never got a chance to even, like, the moment you saw a paralysis enemy, you couldn't even blink away or anything like that.
Remember
It
the
wasn't
speed
It was
quite
just
that
like
bad.
walked into a room, the first turn paralysis.
Yeah,
Remember
that
the
sucks.
speedrun, guys? Remember that chaos tentacle that fucking just touched me and I got paralyzed and died?
Yeah,
That was
well,
fun. That was
you
interactive.
can expect that. You can anticipate that, and you can also anticipate these eyeballs. So I don't think it will affect what we can call optimal play. But if you're very careless,
No one would engage in optimal play because optimal play requires like 200,000 turns for 3 in-game. Even you can't say that you are optimal because if you are optimal, fuck, you would never do anything beyond, like, you would never auto explore, you would never tab, you would do nothing. You would do the most ridiculous garbage. Like, yours is almost it's almost a happy marriage between optimal and correct, I suppose.
I mean, I try my best to play as optimally as possible, but to some extent, I need to take some small shortcuts for the sake of my sanity.
Exactly. That's what I mean. You can't play optimally. It's impossible.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if sometimes there's just no chance that you're gonna, die in 1 turn from auto explore.
Oh, that happened to me before. I've actually done that.
No, with some characters, I mean, like you'd notice I don't really auto explore on the first few dungeon levels, but once I get very comfortable with my character and with my MR.
But
and
auto
stuff.
exploring. Oh no. I mean like, as in like literally pressing the O button once killed me. Like, I'll send you a link one day. It was a Spriggan. I like walked forward. Boris came, iron shot me in the turn that he saw me, and then I was dead.
Well, with some characters, auto exploring is worse than with others, like low HP characters, Spriggans, and so on.
But the only
still,
counter in that situation was to be ridiculous. Like
Boris
to
can only
train
do,
strength fighting beyond what I could have. And I already had like 15. It was in Spider's Nest actually. Took 156 damage. Killed me with about
Boris
25 health
can't
to
even
spare.
turn up in Spider's Nest.
Was it Boris? No, hang on. I'm pretty sure it was Boris. No, wait. Someone had Iron Shot. Who has Iron Shot?
Francis. Yeah,
no,
Francis.
I swear to God it was Boris.
Was it Jory, maybe? Crystal
No.
Spear?
Okay, I'll have to
Jory
look it
can't
up because
turn up.
I feel like I have it on my.
It's Francis. Francis can turn up in Spider,
Wasn't Francis though?
and he has Iron Shot.
I don't remember it being Francis. I feel like it's Boris. Maybe that changed. I don't know. But I swear to God it was Boris. But anyway, we're getting really far sidetracked because like we have a lot to go, and this video can only go for like another half hour. So let's go. Lichs and Ancient Lichs have spellbooks again instead of per Lich randomly generated spell lists. Z, you can talk about this. No one else will because it's a bygone conclusion. Go and explain what you were explaining before.
Well, I like that they're using spellbooks again, just like the Ogre Mages and Wizards, simply because their spells are more predictable. Once you see a spell, you can sort of deduce what other spells they've got. And also an indirect benefit is that you can now inspect Lichs and see their chance to paralyze you, whereas before you were sort of in the dark as to how much MR you needed to be immune.
Pretty good. Okay. Salamander Stormcallers have traded their Sticky Flame for a higher rate of Firestorm casting. Fuck. I hate Firestorm. I hate it when they cast Firestorm. Whatever. Alright, Iron Giants have been slowed to 80% speed. Ultra, you can go.
Okay, so it's a little bit better, but they're still, I'd say, probably the scariest monster in the game.
Iron Giants are straight up broken. They are far better than any enemy in the game. They can appear in depths, but they're stronger than Pan Lords. I would say they're as strong, if not stronger than Orbs of Fire. They fuck you in one shot, and they can do it over and over again. They can throw you for about 60 damage. They have spike damage. They have irresistible spike damage. They're just fucking annoying, and it's not
and
fun
they're
to
hard
play.
to kill as well.
Yeah, and they have Juggernaut level. Sorry, not Juggernaut level health with Hell Sentinel level defenses. It's fucking stupid that they're even in the game.
But they're slow.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That's
especially if you're a Naga.
Yeah, and it doesn't help if you're an Iron Shot range because you just fucking die. Z, you can't obviously comment. Like you haven't seen them yet, man. You haven't. They are
so bad.
They're so hilariously broken. It is not funny. I've had a 15 rune character almost die to them twice. Like a Minotaur fighter, +9 everything. Everything's maxed out. I used haste, might, agility, and I still got fucked. Like I got almost annihilated. I had to heal for like 25 turns in a row just to get out of it. It was stupid.
Now you can just walk away from them. You don't even need haste.
Walking away equals iron shotting. These guys are fucking smart.
Obviously, don't get in range of them.
Doesn't help when they're in the corner. They can also toss you into runes.
You can't let them toss you, otherwise you're done.
So basically, you can't let them do anything to you. Oh wait a second. Melee characters have to get in melee and get tossed. Range characters will good fucking luck surviving an iron shot. Huh?
You can just skip them. Like, I used to just skip Juggernauts.
Dude, do you know how scary it would be to go upstairs and get fucking iron shot to death? That would be the most terrifying thing in the world. Like, if you were going down, say you go downstairs, and then you come back upstairs, and you see an iron giant, and you're like, guess I just lose this game. It's done. We lose. It's over.
Well, you've got heaps of tools by that point. Like, you just blink away from them.
No, you okay? Fine. How about we just add orbs of fire to dungeon? Just blink away from them.
No, but the difference is orbs of fire have like 20 speed, so they'll
All right, fine.
they'll chase you down.
How about we add Tiamat?
And also the damage actually is higher than Iron
Is it?
Giants. Considering how fast they are, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you
Make
got, like,
orbs of
RF
fire 10
plus,
speed.
plus.
Put them in dungeon. D15. Put Pan Lords in depths. All of them are 10 speed. All Pan Lords in depths. Every single unique one. You can just blink away from them. After a while,
Look,
you
Iron
can't.
Giants are 80% speed, and
Alright, fine.
yeah,
Make
if you
them all.
fill- if you
Make
fill up
every
the
single
floor
Pan
with
Lord
them, yeah, it will
80%
be hard.
speed. Replace every enemy in depths with a Pan Lord. Let's see how you survive, mate. Fucking hell. The thing is, this Iron Giants in a vacuum might be okay, but you're adding fucking damage all over the place. Every enemy in depths has the ability to kill you, and that's fucking stupid. That's
just
so
imagine
stupid.
Paralyze plus Iron Giant.
Yeah, just have an
Iron
Iron
Blob.
Giant wearing an acid blob hat with caustic shrike wings and fucking eyeballs coming out of it. That's the new enemy they're adding. It's fucking feature creep and it's sad. It's frustrating.
Do you know
I
that you
think it's
could get
fine.
combo thrown if there are multiple Iron Giants? They can
I
chain throw
don't
you.
talk to me about multiple Iron Giants. I'm gonna shit myself. Okay, we're done here. No more talking about. Oh my god, I'm having a panic attack. You guys are killing me. Oh,
So I
god
got
damn
killed
it!
that way.
Jesus
One Iron
Christ!
Giant threw me, and then the next one threw me in the same turn.
You guys have played
Two
the
throws.
schoolyard washing machine game, right? It's like that. No one's played that? God damn it. Okay. Alright, moving on. Hellhogs now spit fireballs, no one cares. Demonic, angelic, and magical spells have been merged into one category, doesn't matter. Wait, does that mean that they are affected by silence now? That's an open question. Either you can answer.
Don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
Alright.
doubt it.
Thanks for your opinion. Monsters can no longer use Vampiric Drain on gargoyles, no one gives a fuck. Monsters can no longer zap or evoke equipment while confused or fleeing, that's fine. Rods are no longer treated as weapons. Hitting someone with a magic rod is no longer more effective than hitting them with a rolled up scroll. Previously, they functioned as clubs. Additionally, they can no longer be cursed. Now, I can only see that being effective in the Rod of Charging, because that one you actually need to hit stuff with, right? No, not Rod of Charging, sorry. What's it called? Rod of Striking.
Striking.
Yeah.
I've never
Ultimately,
even used that. I
yeah,
don't really
I
like rods.
wouldn't use them anyway.
To be
Rods
honest.
are really good. Dude, the lightning rod is really cool.
I like
and-
the cloud rod.
Yeah, cloud, shadows, and lightning are really cool. Lightning is less cool late game, but shadows is really good. It's basically free shadow creatures. But you
Iron
can,
Rod's good too,
it?
especially against shrikes.
I've
Yeah.
used Iron Rod a lot, and it never did anything. Like,
You need decent evoke.
I had like 25. When I went rods, I went all in, bro. All in. The whole
It's
way.
low armor as well. If you have a high armor opponent, it won't do anything.
Ah, okay. Anyway, scrolls of enchant weapon and enchant armor no longer remove curse. That's sad and dumb, but whatever.
It's more that it's in order to, like, there's no real reason for it to actually remove a curse. So it's just restoring, I guess, cohesion to the various items.
The only problem I have
Like,
with
they
that
do one thing.
is now it fucks over those people that are like, oh, I got a -3 club on D1. Better read all my scrolls. Oh shit, now suddenly my enchant weapon scroll doesn't work. So -2 club now. Great.
Well, they shouldn't have wielded a club off the floor on D1.
Use their fists instead.
Well, no. Probably pick up the club, and if you really need to, wield it. But
That is
otherwise, pick up
Possibly
something
the
else.
silliest thing ever.
I do that.
That is just daft. It's quite daft. Anyway, ziggurat figurine. What the hell is ziggurat figurines? I've never even seen them.
It's at the end of Crypt.
I've never seen
At the
them.
end of Tomb.
Yes, Tomb, sorry. That's one.
Alright, good. I've never seen them.
No, what it does is you can use the item to
Open up a
construct
zig
an
portal.
entrance to a zig.
Yeah.
It's
I've never
actually
seen
a
the actual
decent
tile, though.
escape
So I
sometimes.
want to see that. Anyway, Lantern of Shadows has been removed. I mean, I miss it, but frankly, there's never a time to use it. All it does is
I've
summon
never used
shadows and give you darkness, which makes it stupid, basically.
I don't use it either. It's a poor man's fog.
It's not even that good though, because it you have to wield it, so you can't even fight when you're using it. It's kind of garbage. And shadows are too weak to kill anything properly anyway. So it's kind of gross. This next one's pretty cool. Sniper can no longer miss. Hey, that's pretty cool. Like I said, its enchantment has been correspondingly downgraded to +9 from +15. That's fine. I'll take the +6 hit. That's a cool change. I like it. But this one's not. Arrows, bolts, and sling bullets no longer have brands. All right, Ultra, let's go.
I actually don't mind this one.
Fuck you. All right, Z, let's go.
This one's actually quite good.
Fuck you both. Nah, it's all right. Look, the thing is, I don't like the fact that they keep removing things from the game that make us slightly stronger. It makes the game more difficult, and it doesn't change. I wanted to state this quite a bit earlier. The thing is, the game's getting harder as versions go on. There is almost no doubt about that, because everything added to each game makes players either weaker or adds stronger enemies. And the problem with that is that people don't see it as a problem because the win rates are still staying kind of ish the same. Only problem with that is that it's not taking into account the fact that players are getting really good at this game, really good. We're getting players like myself, Ultra, Z, who in the last 3 years have just won a significant amount of games on every server. It doesn't look like the tournaments cannot be used as an indicator of saying this game was this version of the game was pretty good because the win rate was say 1% compared to 1% last time. The game got harder, yes, but the players got better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's an effect. But the thing is, removing the brands of ammo also means that enemies don't have those brands either against you.
But that's only relevant in
I think that's probably more relevant simply because I never really use ranged.
But that's a super niche case though. I rarely see anyone with branded elemental stuff. Oh, but the one thing I wanted to mention about this one is that it sucks because ranged is already the weakest of the three. Magic and melee are really good. Well, melee is the best. Magic is alright, I guess, and ranged is just garbage, comparatively. Now you've just removed even more damage from ranged. It doesn't make any sense. It's pretty shit.
Well, a lot of good players are actually saying that ranged is better than melee, but I actually don't really see it that way. But another benefit from this change is that your inventory is easy to manage because you won't have 10 different ammos.
Yeah,
and so on.
I agree.
And who knows, maybe they're gonna change launches or improve them or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
in some ways they're making ranged more like melee because the brand of your weapon, your bow or crossbow, is the main is the main thing, the brand. You don't mix a flaming bow with frost arrows, which is just weird.
They cancel out.
It always worked that way though. The bow always overwrote the ammo type.
Oh, so even if you had a velocity and you shot a fire ammo, it still fired velocity, or what?
I think velocity might be different, but if you shot, say, a bolt of cold with a fire crossbow, you wouldn't get the cold. You'd only get the fire.
What if it was a cold crossbow? Would you get both?
I thought it cancelled out. You'd get a normal bolt.
No, I think the launcher always was the deciding factor.
I mean, all this goes to show is that it was weird before, and now it will be clearer.
Yeah, it was definitely unintuitive.
Yeah,
there's also no way to say which arrows you wanted. So if you're an archer of the shining one, you're going to accidentally pick up poison arrows, and then that's a pain as well.
Well, you could change it in your config file, but that's so clumsy.
Look, ultimately, I think this is a good change. Sorry, Z, cut you off there. But I think it's a good change, but I have problems with from my perspective, I always see it as a aggregate change in difficulty of the game, and this is clearly one that cuts down on the difficulty of the game. It doesn't matter how good the proposed idea is. It's just that with everything else held constant, you just have an aggregate drop in power for range. That's it. That's all you can say. Like, you can't say that we preferred using sling bullets to sling bullets of frost because sling bullets of frost did more damage. Sling bullets itself did less damage, and I therefore see it as a drop in power. That's my reasoning. What do you guys think? Let's say Ultra. Go.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know.
Z?
Yeah, well, whatever, really.
Wow, piss off. Don't be rude. Come on. Alright.
Great contributions.
Yeah, you guys are so useless. When's Checker coming? Checker's coming back. Nah, we don't need him. He's sellout trash. He's making money right now. How dare he?
He's too busy doing dev things.
He's making sellout cash. Alright. Poison Needle scale with skill. They reach their old effectiveness at 8 throwing and improve from there. That's fine, I guess. That's part of a change that I don't like, which is throwing speed scales like weapon skills rather than being unarmed combat. It's flawed at 0.7. Wait, so what? Oh, that was
I think
lost.
we should deal with needles separately.
But needles are throwing, isn't it?
They are. They're blowguns are part of the throwing skill.
Yeah. That's why. But isn't this wait? Did we discuss the range changes last time or no?
You cut out for a second there.
Oh, sorry. I said did the range changes were the range changes discussed last time? Did we talk about that?
Can't really remember, but
let me check. Was it in last patch?
Blowguns, needles.
Where's
poison needles are less effective now at low skill, which is pretty much the early game, which is when they were completely overpowered. So I think this change is probably very good because they were just so good before. Blowgun and needles was a better combination than pretty much anything else in the early game.
Only against Arpoise. Sorry, not Arpoise.
Against enemies without Arpoise. Yeah, but I mean, pretty much every threatening enemy doesn't have Arpoise.
But the problem is now they're almost ineffectual, almost utterly useless. I'm throwing them takes a freaking long time. They do less poison than a dagger of poison, and they have a good chance of missing. It's just I don't see the point. No, look, okay. Let's pretend that we didn't discuss it last time if we didn't. This is part of an umbrella change that has not really been discussed. What has essentially happened is throwing has been overhauled again. Everything now takes a fuckload of time to throw, and it does less damage. And now you have to train throwing to get any real gain out of it. For example, throwing a javelin costs 1.5 turns now. Throwing rocks takes 1.1 turns. Throwing needles takes 1.3 or something turns. I don't remember. Either way, what it has essentially done is invalidated another ranged option. Range is no longer, unless you're willing to invest in ranged is garbage trash. You would be better off.
You should have to invest in it to make it effective.
So, however, but a mage does not have to invest in a melee weapon to be effective.
Only with very good melee weapons.
With flails.
Only with the best, really.
With flails, they're okay.
I mean, Cuirass is still going to be very effective.
Is it? Because it does miss, and its effectiveness is really badly hindered.
It's going to be slower, but it's the poison. Actually, it's not clear whether the poison needle change affected Cuirass or not. It doesn't seem to indicate that it's the case.
Okay, well, either way, look, okay, because I've had a couple of goes at using the range stuff. I can tell from a player's perspective, it's garbage. I would unless I'm training throwing, I would never pick up a blowgun, never again. There's no point.
Well, if I found a blowgun, I would probably train throwing just to get something similar to what
you need 8 throwing. This is the same problem. Like aggregate level of power
Look,
has gone
even
down.
5 throwing, even a bit worse than in the past would still be very good and very useful. I mean, I'm very sad to see this change because I rely on blowguns so much.
Yeah, I've seen you play.
But but it's probably a warranted change. But whether or not it's an over nerf is, well, I'm yet to determine that.
I'm significantly in the camp that it's an over nerf. It is so ineffectual at 0 skill, it's not worth picking up. Ultra, what do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think at 0 skill as well, there's a chance that you can hit them and not even poison them. Because I had that happen a few times.
That's so fucking sad. I'm never using blowguns. Like, I just don't. I'm not gonna bother. It's not worth it.
One major balance thing that this affects also is the assassin background, which is all about blowguns.
But assassins do have throwing to start, so they have kind of garbage stuff,
Not that
right?
much. But
Yeah, you're right.
Before assassin used to be one of the very best backgrounds, like one of the strongest.
Yeah.
Second only to like Berserker and like Ice Elementalist.
Hey, Fighter was pretty good. Fighter's really good, actually.
But Assassin was better, though.
Is it? Because I have a Might Potion. Might Potion is pretty sick.
Yeah, I know. Might is good, but, I mean, Assassins have Kuro.
I only have 2, though.
Yeah, well, you've also got Poison Needles.
It's pretty luck-dependent. It's luck-dependent, though,
almost all early uniques from range, you can kill them with, like, 1 career.
Except Grinder.
Except Grinder, yeah, but Grinder's usually probably not as bad as people think.
Grinder's pretty bad.
He blinks a lot.
Yeah, but if he doesn't blink, you're fucked. You lose.
Whereas Sigmund is a bit more consistent in his damage output.
Well, nowadays you just get career, you throw the career, it misses. You throw the second career, it misses and mulches, and then you die. That's how it's gonna pan out. So that's good. Thankfully, we have that.
Get your assassin wins now.
Well, it's too late now. You're playing the latest trunk. It's already part of it. Get your 0.17 wins though. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Wild Subdued Magic are now less dramatic, thank God. Each level of mutation is reduced in severity to about 60% of what they were before. Blah, blah, blah. Subdued Magic on spell failure were reduced even further to reinforce its status as a bad mutation. Oh, that's shit, but, frankly, no one cares, right? I would say that... Sorry. I would say that both of them, if you were a mage, you would cure out of both of them. If you're a melee that used spells, you would cure out of the good one and not the bad one. Yeah?
Well, actually, if you were a mage, wild magic used to be pretty much the best mutation because spell power is such a big deal.
But your spell failure would go way up. I'm saying this from a 3 to 5.
It's still, you usually have your spell chances so low anyway. Especially with Vehement.
Wizardry.
Yeah, and if you're using spells just for blink and stuff like that, then yeah, the bad mutation was sort of useful, but at the same time, even with repel missiles, you do want a bit of spell power. Otherwise, it would just wear off the moment you evade any projectile.
Yep, I've had that happen before. Ultra, what do you think?
It's also really useful if you were someone who uses hexes, because you live or die on whether or not your spell power is high enough.
Yeah, true. Alright, so that's whatever, that's fine. It's kind of bad, kind of good, I don't know.
It's like player nerf on both fronts, I think.
Player nerf on both fronts?
Yeah.
Well, frankly, I didn't really like wild magic at all, and I didn't mind subdued magic. It was kind of like the opposite for me. The subdued magic is a bad mutation, but I always thought of it as a good one, and the wild one was a bad mutation, even though it said it was a good one.
So you see this as a player buff?
No, I don't see it as a change, really. I don't. I just see it as fine. It's a balance fix. It doesn't really matter too much.
I also think it's equivalent because it's not like you could choose to have this happen.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And even if you do have it happen, you can just get out of it, and then it's not a problem anymore. Which is why I'm okay, that's fine. It's not something you need to survive. Unlike things like throwing, unlike things like enemies that do spike damage, unlike enemies that all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? If you would starve with food in your inventory, you now automatically eat that food instead. What? I did not know that. Holy shit, that's amazing. That's incredible. That's the best. Alright, that's no one's allowed to talk. That one's really good. Fuck you guys.
No, I want to add one thing. Can we please have this for drowning as well?
How about we just make drowning not instant death? Whoa,
I agree.
What a good idea.
actually, I
How
agree
about
with
we
that
just
too.
make it so that when you fucking go into the deep fucking water, you just get slowed, you get silenced, and you take like 30% of your HP per turn instead of
Yeah.
fucking killing you instantly. Oh, what a good fucking strategy. Yeah.
You're welcome to code a patch for that.
It wouldn't just remove the drowning thing. There you go, done. Don't even need to just have it so
A
that
bit more complicated than
just
that.
remove deep water. Fine, are you happy now? Deep water has been removed and replaced with stones. Shoals is now a stone mining like place. It's no longer a
With
beach.
dwarves.
Done. Easy game, alright? Easiest patch of my life.
What I'd like to say is that I'm surprised that people even starve to death without realizing it.
Have you clearly weren't playing in the patch where no one told us that corn cobs were hunger draining anymore, were you?
No, this probably won't affect that at all.
I assume it would. Because
It
No.
would.
if
it's
you were
like-
trying to tab it, you'd eat rather than attack.
No, you can't
I
tab
think-
it when you're starving.
I think this change affects, like, if you say auto exploring while you're starving. And,
I think this
like,
change would
you're
never.
about
I don't
to-
think this change has any effect actually, because once you go past starving, you go to fainting starving.
Yeah.
So there's no way. Okay, there's no way. Okay, fuck that. That change doesn't work. Let's talk about the real meat of the problem
we
today.
We don't know the specifics.
We don't know
of
how
that
stupid
change, so-
players are, basically. RLEC reduces damage by 2/3 rather than 3/4, and I have both my. I'm flipping the bird with both my hands right now at the screen. Fucking hell. Fuck anyone who thinks this is a good change, including you, Z, if you think it's a good change.
Well, actually, I thought if these numbers are actually correct, I thought it was a bit different. I thought it reduces damage by 1/3 rather than 2/3, which is why I was a bit against it.
No,
But
it
if
was
it's actually-
66. It was 75% to 66%, I think.
Yeah, well, in that case, I don't think it's much of a change at all. Like, those
It's-
numbers are so close together. I think it'll be unnoticeable.
Ooh. Ultra? Oh, well, look. Okay. How about we ignore the numbers, because the numbers have been really unclear over time. Because when it first started, it said from 66% to 33%, and that was huge. That was insane difference. That's like double damage almost. Actually, that is
That's
double
what I
damage.
thought it was too.
But look, let's talk about the general RLEC reduction. Okay, I'm gonna say what I have to say. Devs, fuck you. Okay. Legitimately, fuck you guys. You're adding so many electrical damage enemies, so many spike damage enemies, and then you keep shaving away at the player's strength, player's ability to resist it. Like, you're just like, RLEC, there is no ring of insulation. There is no ring of insulation. There is no such thing as an RLEC ring. You can only get it via artifacts, and you can only get it via mutation or Storm Dragon armor.
Potion of resistance.
Yeah, and Potion of Resistance. Those are all things that either change your gameplay immediately, require a consumable, or need fucking pure luck. Like, you use pure luck to get the mutation. It's impossible for you to reliably get a ring that just says, have some RLEC. Done. On top of that...
So,
Yeah? What?
So, firstly, you can go gargoyle. Okay.
Okay, so
Secondly-
what we're going to do is we're going to remove all 26 of the other races, and we're just going to play Gargoyle. Thanks, C. That's an unreasonable expectation. You can't say we're just going to play one race for the rest of our lives, because
Okay,
I'm not
hang
a
on.
great at Gargoyle. I haven't even won Gargoyle on the channel. What? You're crazy.
Okay, and secondly, as you said, RLEC is so rare. It's pretty much a luxury resist. So,
But when you have it, no matter
in my
what you
opinion-
find, if it's on a ring, you put that fucking ring on. You can't deny that. If you have a ring of Aralek, you
keep
put that
it,
shit
yeah,
on. It's always in your inventory because you can never, ever say, you know what, I really think I'm going to survive this electrical damage. Because that's not happening.
Yeah, but at the same time, Aralek is very rare, so most games I end up without Aralek, and I'll win without Aralek. And what this change I think affects most is situations where you actually use a potion of resistance to get that Aralek. So, in other words, the main situation this affects, I think, is against Nicola.
And shock serpents and shock wasps.
Spark wasps, yeah.
Well, specifically
fucking
Nicola,
spark wasps, man. Fuck those guys
so much.
See, you're in unknown territory here. These are all trunk enemies. You don't know what the fuck these guys are.
They all have weaknesses like MR for spark wasps.
Oh, I'm gonna go around carrying my wand of confusion because that's a thing, right?
And then a 6 of them.
No, that's silly. That's too many slots. Give us 104 slots and I'll think about it. But with 52, no.
They removed so many wands and they removed ammo brands, so you should be able.
Yeah, because I'm always running ammo brands. Am I right, guys? No. Sorry.
I'm pretty much a pack rat, and yet I still have enough room for everything.
Well, you don't need a blowgun now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. Okay. Ultra, go quick. Say your thing. Go quick before time runs out. Hurry up.
No, it does feel like electric enemies are much scarier now. That's been my feeling playing, especially in depths.
I agree, 100%. And it's not like Aralek is electricity damage should be halved total. There should be you should just cut the damage down, and then I'd be like, okay, that's fine. The problem with Aralek is it's with electricity is that it's swingy, and it's on enemies that are fucking always faster than you, and they always have some bullshit shenanigans with them. Shock serpents make it so that if you hit them, they do electric damage, and then they get to hit you as well. So they basically get 2 hits per turn. Spark wasps come in packs, fly faster than you, and have that stupid lightning bolt thing where they go behind you. Raijus come in Abyss, but they're fine. No one really cares about those guys. And Nicola is Nicola. He's
I wouldn't
Nicola.
mind a lower max damage of electricity.
If you cut the electricity damage down to 50% of what it is, it would still be pretty reasonable in terms of high damage.
That's a drastic change.
Yeah, but you'd take 30 damage where you used to take 60. You know what I mean?
That's still drastic.
Okay, make it so it only does 50% damage, but it always does 50% damage. I'm still happy with that. If it does 30 damage per turn to me, it's
increasing the average damage, but lowering the max.
Sounds good to me too.
Or keeping the average damage.
Basically, Aralek is fuck. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. Defensive actions can be listed in morgues. That's fine. That's all good. Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Wind blast no longer mislead. No one cares about that. What does the abyss has been decisively anthropomorphized to me?
So what I assume that means is when they added in these new up and down stairs that you could get from killing enemies, it would say the abyss twists in disgust and whatever. So I assume they've gotten rid of that now.
Oh, is that it?
I think so. So now we'll just say,
okay, that's fine.
A gate leading out has appeared rather than whatever it said before.
Okay, I don't need Z to say anything about that, right? Z, you have any any burning passion about that one message log you've never even fucking seen?
But my lord!
No.
My lord! From the guy that's playing Minotaur Wizards of Trog. Yeah, whatever, man. Do what you want. High score entries featuring mountain dwarves that died of stupidity no longer crash the game. What the fuck? Okay, so that's a bunch of stuff that's happening. So yeah, we've reached the end of the of this podcast looking thing, and it's been 50 goddamn minutes, so that's good. Fun fact: the tournament's coming in May something, right? Right, guys? Yeah.
Early May, it seems like.
Yeah.
I heard it from our source in the.
So our local dev Checkers has told us that the tournament is starting soon. If it is actually May 6th, I will not be participating at 100% because that's still in my uni days. Honestly, if they just goddamn put it so it's in the exact middle of the year, so everyone who's in uni and everyone who's in high school and everyone who's in primary school has goddamn 2 weeks at least to play the goddamn tournament, everything would be like, you'd see so many people winning more. But because you put it right in the middle of our uni, you put it right in the middle of the mid semesters, right in the middle of the half yearlies, whatever they call it in high school, whatever you Americans call it, whatever you Russians call it, whatever you guys, anyone calls it really. If you didn't put it in that period, we'd all be really happy. But devs are like, lols, we need to have it so it's consistent. And then they delayed 0.17 by 8 months. Whoops, we didn't see that one coming, guys. No, that's dumb. Okay, well, that's about it for today. I've been Demise. Joining me was UltraViolent5
Bye, everyone.
and ZXC.
See you guys.
So make sure that you sell out. Sellout statement. We've been sponsored by ZXC. Make sure you like and subscribe. Z is a top tier product. He's been winning a lot of games, and he recently made CPO's new scoreboard thing. Make sure to check out his channel, like and subscribe. Don't do that. Don't do it. He's paying me.